So did they capture the idiot who did that?
No.
So they never found him, did they?
No.
Fucking bastards, man. Isn't that insane? Like, someone can do that, like, on camera, and it's like nobody know. You don't know. That's the problem with this whole thing.
In front of the camera, in front of thousands, like, well, not 100, like about 100 witnesses.
And no one.
Yeah.
No, it's like you light someone on fire, chaos ensues, and then you just bail. And you're wearing a mask, and you look like probably everybody else in the crowd, And
because everybody else is wearing a mask, and it's oh god, that's so disgusting, man.
The cops.
Hey guys in the chat, how you guys doing? Thank you. I know this was kind of a rude awakening intro, but I felt it was kind of a apropos. We're living in some pretty interesting times, and to say the very least, and that I felt like, we kind of good way to introduce the day. I'm just going to say hello, Sentinel. You've been really patiently waiting to see our little beautiful faces, especially Ben, I'm sure, his face, and DBS. Panda Power, always glad to see you guys here. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I feel like today, guys, we're we need some catharsis. We need to start talking and ranting and raving and yelling and screaming, and at the same time joking and laughing and trying to be light and fluffy at the same time. Talk, discuss, impart.
We are currently witnessing the largest civil unrest movement in American history.
Do you think that's larger than the one that happened during the Vietnam War?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's happening all over the entire country. Like, it's happening everywhere, right? Like, it's for really, and I'm sorry to say that, but in my personal opinion, I think it's ludicrous for them to be doing it. But yeah, there's no reason they should be doing any of this. But anyway,
well,
go ahead, sorry.
It's not that there shouldn't be any reason to be doing this. I mean, we've been, like, I've said this to people before. We have like 4 years of complete and utter, anger between, like, the minute Trump won, regardless of whether you're for or against Trump, it's irrelevant. For you know what I mean? That's kind of irrelevant. The point is that ever since he was in power, and even before, your country's been divided. And then to make things worse, you got the Weinstein stuff. Now the Weinstein stuff then had Hollywood, and now men against women and all that stuff. And then it just built up. This festering wound just kept building and building. The animosity, the pressure cooker was building for a long period of time, and then boom, COVID happens, and now we can't even like have our like escape. Sports is canceled. Sports is canceled. We can't watch films. Can't go to the movies. And so like we're just sort of bottled up inside, and now everybody's stuck indoors and losing jobs, and oh no, our market's going to crash at the end of this, or what's going to happen to our our families, our livelihoods. People are dying, and in around the world, and then all of a sudden, just it took one thing. It took something drastic, and then bam, it happened. And there was a few instances, but like it was waiting to erupt, and it has erupted. And to people to say this is about one thing, it's not. This is shit like this doesn't happen because of one problem.
But I think a big misconception is that they think that it is. So many people think that it's this one thing, but you're absolutely right. There's so many things that are building to it. And I think, anyway, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
So Panda Power said UK and Australia joined in. It's like UK has their own issues. They've got the Brexit stuff,
Right. No, but what he's talking about is that UK and Australia are actually doing the same, right? Like, it's the same BLM stuff that's happening right now in like London. I mean, London's having actual riots that are going on there too.
But the places where the riots are happening, I find, are places where, like in Toronto, like here in Canada, we have huge marches as well, but we haven't had the riots here. Not that we're not prone to riots or anything. I mean, the G20 that happened in Canada, in Toronto, was just an insane riot fest.
And the G20 was that the banning of guns, or what's the G20?
G20 was when
all the nations leaders get together and
I thought you. Okay.
And Toronto erupted into a like and a scene that we have never seen in this country ever.
When was that?
I don't. I gotta
That's fine.
remember.
That's fine. I'll look it up.
2010 or something. I can't remember, but it was.
You see in London, England. You see John Boyega, his going there. Yeah.
I had respect for him. I do. You know why? Because we talk shit about celebrities all the time, right? We talk shit about they don't put their money where their mouth is. They speak from their limousines, or they talk from their bathtubs or their comfy, cozy places. He got out of his ass, walked with a megaphone, put himself in the shit, and yelled and screamed, And I'm like, and then he even said, don't even care if I never get a job again. I was like, you could tell he was passionate. He's doing it because he believes. He's not doing it from a place.
He got emotional. It was pretty strong.
Yeah.
What did what exactly did he say though? Is there an actual quote from Boyega? Do you guys have anything on that?
I remember him saying that they have to behave. People have to sort of don't riot, don't do that shit. Don't give them an excuse to blame us. They're waiting for an excuse to blame us, and then he yelled about just like the oppression and the same stuff everybody else.
We need to show more love, and and then he said something about black women need to be helped more, supported more.
Yeah, I think everybody in the chat, probably you guys all probably really quickly before I forget, I want to say hail to Panda Power. Panda Power sent me a piece of art. Did you do that? Panda Power, did you do that? That's actually pretty amazing. He's an amazing artist, it seems like. But if you want to share my screen real quick, Shane.
Yeah, sure. Bro.
So there's things like Boyega, and then there's people like this.
Oh yeah, I saw this. This yeah. You're going to tell they're like, okay, get me in front of these people. I want everyone to see that I care. Okay, did you get my legs? Get my legs. Make sure that do you have anyone black behind me? Make sure you get a couple of black people behind me so that it looks like I'm one of them. She's so full of shit.
Wow.
This is the full of shit movement right here. These two people are part of the full of shit movement.
Look at her. She almost gets right in their line of traffic. Look at me. Look at how hot I look. Black living.
Everyone needs to move around her. You know what I hate most? It's white privilege, male privilege. She could just walk into the thing with a glamorous dress. I would have loved to have seen someone just I don't know.
They're so full of shit.
Doesn't matter at that exact moment, like a cop hose her down.
It's just
a pepper spray or something.
Get hit by a rubber bullet.
and to her butt, just like have her fall. I mean, I feel bad. Like obviously, you don't want bad things happen to people, but it's just.
Have you guys seen this one? Have you guys seen this one yet?
Yeah, I saw that one. The balloons.
Let's play this one. This one's actually pretty
kind of rude. I mean, them hitting the cop with the balloon.
And they're entertainment and Star Wars. You changed your name, bud. Oh yeah.
Sorry, that is such a loud. I forgot how loud her screech is. I'm sorry about that. I gotta see that one. I turned it way down. The volume's way down. Sorry.
I saw that earlier today. That was funny.
It's like, what do you expect?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like you got this chaos running around. You got people doing that shit, and then you got cops like the one in the Buffalo that just pushed that old guy down. Do you have that one?
Wait,
are we even allowed to watch that, to put that up?
Wait, the one where they just there's one where they push him right down, but it's because he's reaching. There's a lot of these situations where they're actually reaching, like someone in the crowd is actually reaching for the.
No. This one was like him walking down the street. Like, you're just walking up to the cops, and like you said, DBS, you said he just wanted to shake their hand or something.
Yeah, I heard somewhere in the news that his intentions were to go shake their hand, and they shoved him real hard, and he landed. And in the police report, they said that he tripped. The guy that pushed him filed the thing that he tripped.
Do you know what I'm trying to figure out?
You can see who pushed him. It was on camera. The whole thing's on camera.
This is everybody's been talking about kneeling on Twitter. Everybody wants everybody So how many people have so far said, oh, like the first one was The Rock. I just did a video on this the other night. The Rock was like, yeah, Mr. President, we want you to kneel. Like, what the fuck? Why are you wanting people to kneel? Anyway, this is my answer to that.
Kneel before Zod. Well, did you see that what was it, the National Guard troops kneeling? Did you see that? I think Snowdub posted that. Didn't you think Snow? Do you post that, Snowdub? I know someone posted that it was the National Guard, or was it?
Well, there's a lot of people. There were a lot of people that were just kind of protecting their own business and all that stuff. And a lot of people were just being slandered for that. But a lot of celebrities. Celebrities can't. I love that scene. It's so good. Anyway.
That really wasn't a special effect. That actually he did that shit. He worked really hard on that one arm to pick up Zod.
To pick him up. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's a real thing that actually happened. So cool. He just picked him up, and he actually did that little fling thing, and then tossed him.
That's so awesome. Damn, dude.
But yeah, the thing is, messages in this situation are kind of all over the place. You know what I mean? That's sort of what's getting me is like, at this point, what is this about? And I know people are like, it's Black Lives Matter, the police brutality, and it is. It's how it started, but the message has become so chaotic, and it's hard to like. And then the bullying tactics that really get me nuts, because it's like they tell you how to think, how to feel, if you don't post this, then you're bad, you're racist. If you post something, you're racist. Don't talk to people or you're racist. It's just like you're always kind of all over the place, and nobody knows how to act, how to react. There is no right and wrong, because you're kind of damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Well,
the TD, what happened to DBS? Where's DBS? But
I don't know. He left. I think it was his internet.
Well, I think the situation has become so dire that people are going so far left. Is that I don't remember who it was that said this, but someone on Twitter, apparently their wife was saying, "I'm supporting the cops, or at least I'm just going to protect." Any people, even if you're saying that you're against the looting or against any kind of attacking on yourself, it's like, even if you're just like speaking up a little bit, just saying like, and these are people that work in Hollywood, they were fired immediately. Like people who had worked for, I guess it was like a comic book artist, his wife tweeted about wanting to protect her house, and so he got fired. And I can't remember who it was, but the point is that they're so beyond, they're so far that they can't even be rational anymore. Like so you don't want to, so you're against protection of your own house. Go ahead.
All right, so Hail Land. How do you Ulfhildar? Hail Lance uppercut. The thing is, like, that's my point, is like, what is the message here? Because there's the overall thing which they're trying to navigate, right? Which is Black Lives Matter, anti-police brutality, propping up Black communities, and trying to help bridge the gap between the privileged and the not privileged, right? That's part of it. That's one side of the coin, right? Then the other side of the coin is Antifa, and Antifa are running around with their anti anti-capitalism, anti whatever the hell they are doing. And they're causing shit and then making the message, even more diluted. And then you got the thugs beating up on people. You got raids and looting and all that shit, just selfish shit going on. And then the media honing in on those moments to also fuel the fire. And then that shit's going on. And then you got it's just endless crap. And then there's the anti-Trump shit of like, that's probably the bigger silver lining over everything, which is like Redman is bad with, he's the one who created racism apparently in the United States, right? Which he's the one who started all the racism going back to the 92 riots, right? So like
all it takes is making up a word, right? if you go back to like historical, like there's I can't remember his name, but this random dude, made up anti this, anti that. If you anti this, you just make like the word. What was it? Anyway, just there's a lot of people who randomly made up these words that you can basically destroy someone's reputation with these words. And whenever you do that, just by using one word, that's Sorry, go ahead. You were
no, you're right. Let's show DBS. You want to show your video?
Really quick, before we do, the Sentinel tweeted this out and talks about how Ryan Cannell's talking about the expanded universe. So that was awesome. Hail Sentinel. I tweeted that. Anyway,
what's he talking about?
Video?
Okay.
Which video you want me to share?
The one about you with their, in the
okay.
You putting yourself in the line of fire, so to speak.
Do you want me to talk about this real quick? Just really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the Council in Exile, B-Level, Dark, Novia, etc., is made up of socialist liberal pigs who look for any excuse to trash people who identify as part of the Phantom Menace. They make Star Wars Expanded Universe fans like myself look like complete assholes. Fuck them. So apparently, I mean, there's all this business. This has been going on for a while, but so Ryan Cannell, they're just taking jabs at Ryan Cannell, assuming that he's racist immediately, just because he had originally said, if anyone gets in that situation, don't stop. These people will drag you out of your car and beat you to death. So he was just pointing out how it's like, what the hell? Look at this. Holy cow.
Yeah.
So turn the volume.
I've never seen that one before. I've seen the best one. Thanks, Wookiee Supremacy, by the way.
Oh my God!
You might need your tinfoil hat.
Oh my God! God! Where is God? Where is God? Where is God?
Usually in cases like that where a crowd, is trying to break the car windows and stuff, and the guy takes off and hits a few people. Usually, people like that don't go to jail because he's like in fear of his life. Because that's happened. I've seen that happen several times in the past.
Here they are. They're all like going, "Oh my gosh, we're the victims!" When you attacked a fucking car,
Then who is that car? Like, why did they attack the car? Is there any like reason for it? Like, you always catch the end of these things, but like you never catch like like did the guy like swear some shit at them? I always want to know, like, do they always seem to catch the end result? I never know.
Are they still right there? Is that still the same damn car there? No, it's a different car.
Yeah.
So what happened? Like, I just want to know how it started. Like, why did they attack them? Like, was it just random?
Yeah, they're just it's a person honking at them. Let's take a look again.
Oh, to get out of the way?
Get out of the way. That's all. And so they attack him.
Well, he kind of hit that girl. He kind of did hit the girl, actually.
Well,
if you saw it done, he did hit her first, and then they went to attack the car.
Yeah, the pedestrians have the right of way all the time. So, they might
in this case, he did hit the girl first. I will say, I mean, the writers have done some messed up shit, but in this case, it seems like he might have hit her first.
Let's watch that again, real quick. So you said they hit the girl first.
Oh, she put herself in front of the car, and then he hit her.
I mean, she was asking for it, man. She's asking
his way.
Oh, this is Judge.
He totally bumped her on purpose. But she did put herself in front of him, and then wow, that just escalated fast.
So, Judge DBS rules that he should be charged for the first hit, for that first one, but then everybody else is a free pass because he was in fear of his life. But that first, the girl, he should be charged for bumping that girl. But then everything else is free because he was in fear of his life, trying to get away from the angry mob.
So, well, I mean, by your logic, then you can go in with a gun and like fake shoot someone or like cock your gun at someone like that, and then put it down.
There's been people all over
chase you.
I don't know.
You get to shoot them.
There was a man in Newport Beach that did that. He took his gun out and he's telling there's a march at Newport Beach and they're chanting, Black Lives Matter, and he came out with a gun pointed at people and he says, fuck Black Lives Matter, and he got arrested because he took his gun out. He pointed at people.
Thing is, everybody's misbehaving. Like you see that is actually a good microcosm of the whole situation, because you see it's like everybody's in the wrong there. You know what I mean? That's a situation where the girl gets in front of the car blocking his way. He's pissed off. He's angry at everybody because of all this shit that's going on. He's got.
By the way, it's a girl.
You know what I mean? Maybe
there's a girl driving as well. Just so you know.
Oh, okay. I didn't
girl
see
driving. Yes, there's a girl.
So you have the girl driving the car. She's angry at the whole shit that's happening. She's frustrated. The girl in front of her steps in front of the car. She's in the wrong for stepping in front because she totally did that on purpose. It was like a power move.
Yep.
I've got my bike. I'm not letting you go. Blah blah blah. Right. Then she got all pissed off, and then she knocked him. Now everybody just comes raging. Now she's fearful, and she just plows through people. Well, that's what's going on right now. There is no sense to any of it. It's just mindless, impulsive chaos and anger that just is not controlled. It's not.
Well, especially if you look at the situation. No, sorry.
Go ahead,
no, I was just gonna. No, I'm sorry, man.
No, go ahead.
I was just literally gonna say. Just let's look at the situation too. Just look at the situation. This car literally cannot go anywhere else. It's not like they're going to. I mean, they're pretty much in a one-way situation. They can't go around them, and so they get basically pummeled to death. I mean, it's like, yeah, your life is in danger at that point because these people don't care. But it's not like they can back up, though. You know, it's not like they can back up and go anywhere. Like they're really literally stuck. They can't go backwards. What are they going to do? They're just going to surround them and then they're going to surround them basically. They're supposed to just sit there and let them pull them out of the car, beat them up, take their car, whatever.
What I'm saying is,
I know.
In that situation, she could have. I felt like she just reacted sort of impulsively at the first thing. Like she didn't even give them a second to like move out of the way. You know what I mean? Like give sort of like you drive there, you honk your horn, you say, "Can I pass?" You know, obviously they're gonna be like, "No, fuck you." Then you can hit her. You know, it's just all about the timing. You know, and then it's sort of. But that's what I'm saying is like nobody is being. Nobody. It's all just a bunch of anger and chaos and responses and tit for tat. And
does anyone remember?
Where's all the love? Is what I'm trying to say. Where's all the love?
Where is the love? So
where is the love that I need?
You remember that song from the '90s or whatever? Where is the love? I wanted to ask you, does anybody remember the experiment that was conducted about people in general and how people are, what happens to them when they come and it's the experiment where you determine what happens when people get into large groups, right? And what happens is their morals go down because there's less accountability. Right, because you're in a large group, so less people are like, oh, well, there's like 100 people here, so they share some of my accountability. So there's no accountability in general when you have these large. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mob mentality.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's self-evident right here, but
well, that's why the cops. You'll notice that's why cops, when they start seeing people think it's just random that the cops are shooting tear gas into crowds. It's not. They're seeing that the crowd's gathering too much. And when they start seeing it become overwhelming, then they know, the cops know their life is in danger because all it takes is for one or two radicals to say, run! And then now you got a herd of running people just trampling and causing issues. So they shoot canisters in there to disperse the crowd, so it doesn't always congregate into a giant, battering ram of human beings. Because, if you really, it's funny when you ever look at these things from the helicopter view, and you see like a thin blue line of cops, and then you see like this massive, like just thousands and thousands of people just hurt, and you just wonder if these people just ran straight, just all together ran straight through. It doesn't matter how many barricaded cops that hold their line. those cops are just completely trampled, and you're like, and so it's like, but you don't see it because the perspective of it's the the perspective of the police line is always it's from the centurion days of the Roman Empire. You got that line that makes it look like it's more imposing than it really is because no one could see from the bird's eye view, and so that's why they dispersed the crowd. Anyway.
And this is the reanimated version right here, guys. Just right here.
That's what happened. That's exactly. Look, that kid had no business being in front of that John Deere tractor.
Poor little kid.
That kid was protesting. Get rid. That kid deserved that shit. Don't tell me he did. Look, he put himself right in front.
Yeah,
that is so.
That's roadkill.
Yeah, stampede. Yeah, you wonder sometimes. Like it's just crazy.
There's so many sheep memes like out right now. Did you guys watch the John? Did you guys watch the John Ward video that I posted up there? It's so amazing. If you guys if you are not anyone in the chat, if you're not following John Ward, check out John Ward. Yeah, he does all of his own music, and his music is hilarious. He's like, this music that he sings is hilarious. It's just like, and it's just really funny. He's always poking fun at crazy political things and just really great stuff. Anyway.
The funny part, you mentioned that right now. I'm gonna admit something to you guys. I have never ever watched one speech from Joe Biden. Not once. I've heard people make fun of. I mean, I'm Canadian, right? So I've heard people make fun of Joe Biden. I've heard people say shit about Joe Biden. I like always seen on all this shit, and I don't know. I'm just like, all right, maybe I've never seen anything, right? So, but then I saw that clip you posted. And he had that one clip of Joe Biden on the View. And I'm like, dude, that's the guy they think is gonna beat Trump. Joe Biden? This is the dude? He can't finish a sentence.
And beyond that, the fact that he can't even finish a sentence is that he's so horrible that he's guilty of completely, manhandling young girls all the time.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
He won't apologize for it. He won't apologize for it. But also the fact that they don't have faith in white men. He's a white man, so he's therefore the enemy, right? That's what they think. That's how they view him. And this is the video, by the way, if anyone wants to check it out. It's so freaking good. John Ward, good stuff. Anyway, we could just watch that if we wanted to do. That's freaking hilarious. There's my Rock post where The Rock talks about how much he wants the president to kneel. He says that get on your knees, Mr. President. He's telling Trump to get on his fucking knees. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Sorry.
Yeah, that's I don't know, man.
Why the fuck?
First of all, that's never happening. That's never happening, and the fact that people are asking that is just that's what I mean by the message is just crazy. I thought the message is supposed to be about trying to prevent cops from police brutality. And I don't remember one conversation anyone's even had about. Oh, I like this one. I like this one. This one's a good one. Did you see this?
This is the Wolverine one.
Yeah, I thought at first I like Freddy Krueger.
he's got two blades out.
Well, yeah, this guy's like something like from like. I like how she yells when he turns around. Call the cops. She instinctively says, "Call the cops."
Oh, that's right. So they were just barely saying that.
He says, "Put it louder." You hear the minute he turns around. Call the police. It's like 5 seconds later before they were like, screw the police, and then he turns around, call the police.
Yeah, see, that's the problem is that like all the celebrities and all the people are thinking that this movement has a specific idea, like they have a specific ideology, like they have specific demands, they have a specific thing that they want to get done, but they don't. I think that's the biggest kahuna here is that they simply think that they do have something. Go ahead. Sorry.
Because the problem is that, like I'm saying, the people there are people who really do want to see justice, done for Black people for sure. There's definitely people who want to see an end to police brutality for sure. These are real things. But what's mixed into this is an anti-Trump movement, which is probably what Hollywood's agenda is more than anything, right? The second movement is Antifa, which is an anti-capitalistic movement, right? They want to bring down capitalism. They want to bring down the American dollar. They want to bring, the George Soros funded, shit. And so here you have all that shit intertwined, and it's just muddling and screwing over everything. And now we have this and then you got the COVID, it's this complete, cognitive dissonance all over the place. People don't know where to put their anger, where to put their rage, and then you have the cops doing just ridiculous shit, at the same time as you have the protesters doing ridiculous shit. And then the media is just like Johnny on the spot, capturing everything and making everything worse. It just happened in Canada. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, they killed a cop in New Brunswick, I think, shot and killed a native girl who was brandishing a knife. Now, we don't know much of the details because there was no cameras and everyone's trying to figure that out, right? And of course, this just happened during all this shit, which is kind of suspicious, but there you go. Now, the media said, white cop kills native girl. Now, I look at this native girl, and she didn't look native to me. Like, if you were like by first appearances, this girl does not look native. She could have been Caucasian, right? Right away, they turn to the racist angle because that's what sells and that's what's going to get people angry the most, right? Instead of a police brutality thing, they had to make sure that this was a white cop that killed a native person. So it's like, let's fan the fuels of racism, even though I'm telling you, look at this girl. There's no way you would know that she was native, And then she came out had him with a knife, and I'm like, I don't know. And then you're gonna see here, Canada's gonna be the same. It's slowly starting to creep in.
All right, I see you're sharing my thing there.
Oh, sorry. Dude.
Yeah, no, I was just letting everybody see that. I was just letting everybody see that's actually a really cool edit. I love that, by the way, TBS.
Thank you. I will.
Hail Snowdell. Hail DBS. Hail Entertainment at Star Wars. Hail Wookiee Supremacy. I got to acknowledge the crowds, guys.
Yes.
Before they start riding on me. Hail K-Log. We miss you, buddy.
I put the volume. I muted it.
And just in case anybody wants to know what happened to K-Log, he's defending his house. People are attacking him right now, so he's defending his house with a bazooka.
Yes. Did you plow these people? Is that what we're seeing? Yeah. You turn in there just.
Yes, I did. But I have immunity.
Because you're Latino.
Yeah. Because the cops like my truck.
The cops like my truck. That's what it is.
It's 4x4, lifted up in the air. It's pretty good. Diesel engine, a real man's truck. Well, anyways, I attend this rally here.
That's so wonderful. I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
who filmed that?
I had my daughter. She filmed it under protest. That part, just that part. She was
protesting the protest that you were doing.
Yeah, she was not happy that I showed up with my sign. I showed these people that walked by my sign. Did you like not to feed her? They didn't react. I showed the cops my sign.
What did they say?
They just kept. They were professional. They didn't react to anything. Yeah. But they saw it.
That's funny. Here's where you come upon Anna Kendrick right here on the left. The pink hairs. That's Anna Kendrick's twin sister.
They read my sign. The black girl smiled. They both smiled. The girl made a comment about my sign.
Yeah, I like what he says here. Going back to Superman movie, General Zod tells President to kneel. The man kneels, and Zod says, "This is not the president. The real president kneels to no one." I remember that. Yeah, that's true.
Dude, it's so great. That was actually so great. I'm
he
so glad.
To the Rock, though, apparently.
Yeah, well, that's why I tweeted that out. I should have thank you forgive me. Was that Panda Power that tweeted that put that out?
Yeah, it's Panda Power.
Panda Power. Hail Panda Power. Yes, man. Absolutely, dude.
Yeah, this maybe I could
it says, am I wrong or did we skip the Murder Hornets? Yeah, we did skip the Murder Hornets. You're right, the Murder Hornets.
So Is there news on them right now?
Skywalker's life matters.
Weren't you screaming pancake batter?
This video I took on Wednesday. Today I went to a different gathering, and everybody's screaming, Black Lives Matter. I was screaming pancake batter, and I got punched. My wife punched me. She put her hand over my
mouth. I thought you said somebody else punched you, but your wife punched you.
Yeah, she put her hand over my mouth. Like pancake batter. But everybody's screaming, Black Lives Matter. So nobody really heard me. So I'm like, pancake batter. My daughter rolled her eyes, but then she started laughing. She's like, "That's funny, Dad."
Do you want to share my screen there? Are you done, DBS? Are you done?
I'm done.
If you want to share mine, so I'm sure these are a lot of these people have seen before. So sorry, guys. I know this one was all over the place on Twitter. This one,
the rooster call in the morning. Oh yeah, we definitely got to like. She's great for the farmers should hire her. I mean, it's funny because she looks like a rooster, and at the same time, she sounds like a rooster. Like, it's funny because I really think that people now, like, ever since that girl who thinks she's a deer, right? Ever since that girl thought she was a deer, I think that now, like, we're really gonna have more of these animal people running around, and we're gonna have this movement of animals, and she is definitely like she definitely identifies as a rooster. Like, look, she's got
she doesn't have maybe she does.
Yeah, she yells and screams at cock. She's great. Yeah, go ahead.
She also screams at cock instead of cops.
And like, this is a microcosm of the country, isn't it? Just some like right now, it's like a little snippet of the country's arguments and discussion.
Well, someone actually said it brilliantly. They were like, these are the mascots. They said these are the live action mascots for each party. It's like
right, it is, isn't it?
They said that they were. It's like this is the classic Trump guy, and then the classic rooster girl.
They came together. For this should be the debate. This should actually forget Joe Biden, forget Trump. They should just put these two representatives in, like, put them behind the podium and just have Trump for a whole month. Trump. Ah! And just have them like. For a whole month, there's just no discussion. We're not talking none of the politics. We're not discussing anything like not the healthcare bills, none of that shit. Just screaming and Trump just on a loop, and see who wins the debate.
I found that video clip you wanted to see, Shaney. The guy, the old man in Buffalo.
But really quick, okay, before you do that, really quick, before we switch, I just want to say this is a funny thing that Ibaka tweeted. He says, "No, you're misunderstanding the argument," because someone tweeted out talking about politics. Someone's like, people are the people who don't like the sequel trilogy are just dumb because there's tons of politics, and politics was in the prequels." Anyway. Ichibaka shuts him right up, though. "No, you're misunderstanding the argument. We're not complaining about politics in general. We're complaining about small-minded, uneducated SJW politics specifically." Boom. Anyway, you can share it, DBS.
It's like an SNL sketch, by the way. And Wookiee Lives Matter. At least Trump is a word. Yeah, Trump. I mean, that's the thing. That's why I think Trump would win that debate, because Trump is at least a word.
Yeah, he's actually saying something. He's actually saying a word of the
Yeah,
English
I think
language.
at the end it will seep into like the unconscious mind, just repeating the same word. But is just gonna get people scared in their beds. Okay, so let's watch this.
There we go.
Let's watch this. So that's
So that one he was reaching. Go back if you want to watch it. He was reaching. I've seen this before. He was reaching for his.
He said he was trying to shake his hand.
The old man, hey fellas,
You know, like
the old man in his mind's like, hey fellas, what you guys doing? Hey, poof, push.
good job, guys. You guys are doing a bang up job. I just want to say and shake your hand. And they're like, no, old man. And then he's like bleeding out of his ears. Like, show that he bleeds out of his ears. Horrible.
Well, it's the same.
And they just walk by him.
Hey.
Well, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing that has to do with what we just talked about with the person in the car. It's like they're basically in a war zone, right? They're basically in a war zone where their opponents are hidden. And this person, if you talk to any cop, they're trained to avoid someone grabbing at their holster. Someone's gonna. It looks like he could be. You're getting too close there, buddy. No, you don't. That's just my.
He already has something.
No, look.
I'm
going to say this about this. What I find disgusting more about this is not, and I'm like I said, we got to call shit when shit happens, right? You can't.
Yeah.
For me, I'm going to call if it's bullshit, it's bullshit on either side. So,
Yeah.
And I heard someone say this could have been fake. It could have been set up by the news. It might have been. I don't know. I mean, I heard the guys in critical care or something. But the thing that gets me, if you just take it on face value, he walks up to them. Okay, that's a stupid move for any old man. But like DBS said, he could have been senile. Who the hell knows? Pushes him down. And okay, that's the cop. I mean, really, he just touched him. He wasn't really that hard of a shove. It was just like, move aside, old man. And then he just fell like, a sack, right? Just plop. Now, what got me is not that. It's just look at him. One cop goes to kind of check him out and say, if you let it run, he said one of the cops goes to like look at and check up on him and see if he's okay. And the other cop grabs him and says, "No, see right here. No, don't. Just keep going. Don't mind about this. We'll get it. We'll get somebody here to deal with him shortly. Meanwhile, he could be dying to death. Could be bleeding to death there. Instead of taking care of him now. That it would just sort of lack of humanity.
Yeah.
And again, that just goes to show you we have a problem with just humanity in general. We got to start. This is like why it becomes such a us versus them mentality, and now this kind of shit is just getting worse and worse.
Well, yeah, like I was just saying before. I mean, I do. I mean, everybody, of course, should be, to have their rights, etc. But the point is that no one sees. Everybody's like, the cops are horrible. The cops are like, imagine going out there. You're probably doing a 14-hour shift, right? You're probably out there exhausted as hell, and you don't want to put up with bullshit. These people, and they've been attacked probably many times. Who the fuck wants to deal with that? It's like,
no, I agree, but you also have to have. Okay, there's a reason why we don't put robots as cops, is because robots have to have use. We need cops to show humanity and have. I mean, Star Trek used to have all kinds of shows about about why we don't have robots as cops. We need human emotion in order to go on diatribes about how we have to judge situations as in So this cop should be trained well enough to see this man is like 90 and maybe don't shove him on the floor, like Ed, like you said, like Ed 209, you have 50 seconds to comply, and then we might as well just have Ed 209 running around saying you got 50 seconds to comply and start shooting everybody. That's what I'm saying. They're supposed to have humanity to at least use judgment into what is a situation that is crucial. And I get it. If there was a mob of people chasing after him, running towards him, okay, but this is an old man going, like you said to me, how's it going, guys? How are you? I was doing a great job. Out of the way.
He has a cell phone in his hand, right? He looks like he has a cell phone in his hand.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, officer, well, can one of you officers take a picture?
He's asking for a selfie.
Hey, one of you young officers take a nice picture? They're like, fuck back. Fuck back.
Well, it's like, I mean, who knows what they've been through? I mean, these guys are probably, anyway, I'm not trying to sympathize or empathize with anyone, but yeah, it's just a lot of the stuff is going to be overblown in the media. They're going to say the cops were just
like, I'm just saying, if we want to have like, again, I'd like to bring this just like, I think that I do feel bad for cops and what they have to go through, and there's sympathy to go around for everybody, but we also have to call shit when shit happens, and I think this is one example of shit. And I think there's like the guy throwing the fire on the cop is bullshit too, right? We have to call what is shit, right? I mean, and that's why we're in this situation, is because we gotta sort of come and say, like, common sense here. Don't push an old man on the fucking floor. It's just not smart. And then walk away as he bleeds out of his ear, you know? Now, maybe it was a setup. It could very well be.
I think he's reaching for it. I think he's reaching for his belt, and he's like, fuck you, don't get that close to my belt. I mean, there's
Again, the push is fine. I'm okay with the push.
Right.
Because he really was an excessive force.
That fall was...
It was him falling and then bleeding out of his ear, and then just sort of like walking by him. They kind of like, optically, it's just
he's bleeding out of his ear. He's bleeding his ear. His ear is bleeding.
You know, they show...
Yeah, look.
Okay.
They show him
keep it going.
He starts...
Look, the pool of blood.
There it goes. And it from his ear. What the media doesn't show you is that he also shit his pants.
Oh, really?
No. Okay, now, Judge DBS. This is what I think should have happened.
Judge DBS. Right? You're gonna start. You should start having a show.
Yeah, I like that. Judge, what do you think, Judge?
Judge DBS says that while they see this dumbass old man walking towards them, they should have walked around him and blew him off, ignored him. Just like, it was this dumbass old man. Just march around this fool.
Well, they start to, but look at they kind of were, but
he's just... DBS, you can't do that either if you're a cop, because you don't know his intentions. He could turn around and then backstab them with something. You don't know.
If he did,
you got to be careful too, right? You got to be smart in both directions. Well, the push was fine. I mean, I don't think it was excessive. I just think no one expected him to fall like a sack of shit. Like the way he fell, no one expected that. The cops didn't expect it. No one expected that.
Okay,
it wasn't like he pushed him with two hands like that, like an Elaine shove. It was just like a one hand move aside kind of thing that just kind of escalated. But it was the fact that he walked around.
Shaney, let's say he was over here and this behind them, and then he hit them with his cell phone or he struck them either with something. Do you still have several other police behind that? They would have taken him down quick.
Yeah, but still,
you would have killed the cop before that happened.
Someone who's close to your proximity that way, though, walking around them would be actually dangerous, because I think I agree with Shane on that. If someone is you're walking past somebody, but then you can't see them anymore, that's someone that could come right up behind you and do something. I mean, these people are nuts. They're constantly saying this peaceful protest. Peaceful. It's like, imagine your enemy is hidden inside the general public, the non-threatening general public. So these people are hidden inside of them. I mean, they literally have to be on edge with every single person. Then you can't trust anybody. So, and you're gonna make mistakes that way.
I think this person here, you can see the face of this person is almost like, oh shit, he screwed up again.
You know what? He's probably thinking, you know what, man, I'm gonna lose my job. It wasn't worth it, because they got suspended without pay, and they might get fired because they're still going to review it, and there's a big possibility they're going to get fired. And the dude is like,
to me is that the cops walk around, but the National Guard person is the one that stops. If you run forward, the National Guard person stops and takes care of the old man, where the cops just completely walk. My whole thing is, optically, I think the push is fine. No one expected the guy to fall the way he did. It was what I mean? Like, nobody expected that. I think it was the walk around after you see he needs medical attention.
The cop that shoved him, the two cops, they're in their bed with their eyes closed saying, damn, I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to lose my job over this stupid shit.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This other guy, what is he do? It's crazy. Sentinel says we need ED 209. We need Ed 209 out there, and just in case, we just did a show. I just did a show with Sentinel earlier today, and he's got the Ed 209 voice going on. So for whatever that's worth, it's pretty awesome.
Hail, 40 seconds to comply. That was great. I love that part of that movie. That was just freaky, right? Just like Yeah, and he's like, okay, shut him off. You have 10 seconds to comply. Just let me turn him off.
Hey.
You have 5 seconds to comply.
You know, okay, you know that scene in the movie. I was thinking, okay, well, this is just a demonstration. Why the hell did you load him up with bullets? You shouldn't have loaded him up. If it's just a demonstration, why put live rounds in them?
Yeah, that's everybody. Everybody makes fun of
true.
that. Everybody makes fun of that. I think. What's his name? Whirlwind Potato did a video on that specifically. How silly that intro. That movie's awesome, but that intro, like having them have live rounds in the building is just.
But wasn't that guy gunning for his job? Was the guy who was? Remember the guy who was running? Who was? I forgot the guy. Remember who said the second in command guy, the guy who was in charge of Ed 209? Wasn't he gunning? Like, didn't he purposefully want to kill him? I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I thought he purposefully loaded him for him to die. I thought he was rigged.
You may be right. You may actually be right.
Maybe I'm misremembering.
You may be right though.
You know, okay, the old man.
Hail, Random Rat Creator. How are you, sir?
The old man is on the floor bleeding. The media reported later on that he was high on meth and also did porn.
And
he that guy that was running naked? Remember that guy, that naked dude?
Yeah.
Did you see that picture?
Yeah,
that was just insane. Like when you thought you've seen everything in the riots, and then you see that shit.
Or there's one guy who was like licking under that guy's butt, but we'll go. We don't have to go into that. But
what? Like, okay, we gotta see that one.
Well,
I feel like the aliens were gonna land, and then it's like the aliens are like, I think we should reveal ourselves, and they showed like lights in the sky, and they told the president we were gonna come in and we're gonna show everybody, and then all of a sudden they saw this shit happen. They're like, fuck that, and they just like, nah, we're good. We'll hold off for a couple of more decades.
They leave. But that reminds me of oh shit! I was gonna say something. I can't remember what it was. Damn it! Oh well. Oh no. So we were talking about George Floyd. You guys know what his history is, right? I mean, like he robbed and held at gunpoint a pregnant lady. So if you want to sit there and talk about, like, anyway, no one deserves what happened.
No, he's not. No one's calling him Jesus. Well, they're acting like he is, but
that's the problem, is that they are acting.
The thing is the
cop, but he's not, and wasn't.
You still don't hold someone down for 9 minutes while they're crying for their mom. It just, you know what I mean? Like, I know that, but he still needs to go through, like, you know, you got to go through the system.
Yeah.
You know, he's not Judge Dredd. You don't get to say, you know, a cop doesn't have the right to say when a person deserves to be punished. He's just a guy to arrest you.
If you've heard Black Pill had a very interesting take on this. If you guys know who Black Pilled is, he's a great channel, Black Pilled. And he, same with Black Pigeon Speaks. They're both kind of same type of show, same type of channel. But Black Pilled had a very interesting take on it. Once again, he took he's like, you don't have to like cops. Nobody has to like cops. But in how many situations have they been in where someone says, I can't breathe, blah, blah. I'm not saying that was right. Whatever was done was, I'm not saying any of that stuff was right.
Dude, 9 minutes. That's not like for 5 seconds where you arrest a guy. You had him for 9 minutes. That was like torture. You don't put your knee on somebody and then the knee on the back is designed so that you hold him down while you put the handcuffs on him, and then you drive him to the police station and lock him in prison waiting his trial. And then the court system decides what happens to him. The cop decided, I'm going to sit there and punish him. Maybe he looked at his priors. Maybe
did you know that 3 people were holding him down? Not just one. 3 people were holding him down. He was high on meth.
You're right.
He was high on meth, and he's 6'6". I mean, the guy was huge.
Sure, but if you're holding him down hard enough to break his neck, you could probably tie him up.
It's pretty awful. You're right. I mean, I wonder. There may have been something that was keeping them from cuffing him.
They should have.
I don't think we should be making excuses for what the cops did. There's no excuse. We can talk about the riot, but I think the cops showed no. I mean, I'm not even saying it's necessarily racism, but it definitely was police brutality, and you can't always, like you said, some of the cops that were there were black. One was Asian, but that doesn't mean that cops do need to have the
one was Latino and one was Arab, and one was white, and I don't remember what the last one was, but they were all different all different races. So the point is that there were 3 people holding him down at once. When you see the video, it's only showing one angle, so you only see the white guy. There are 2 other guys holding him down. It's a Latino and an Arab guy, and they're helping him hold him down. Once again, it's awful, but
no. He infused the situation to make it
point
worse
is
than
that
it
it
was.
took
The media
3
and everybody
people.
fucked it up.
It took 3 people to hold him down. That's what I'm trying to point out. Is that it wasn't just one guy holding one guy down. It took 3 of them to hold him down. That's all. Sorry, go ahead.
No, listen. I'm not saying that there was, but at the same time, I do think the media did obviously paint it as they always do.
Yep.
As a white versus black issue, and then what happens always is this tends to erupt. It just that's. I don't know. I don't know what's in the hearts and the minds of the cops. I don't know what's in their head. I don't know anything. But I just, like I said, this. I feel like I've always said this. I don't know what the hell's going on. I think a lot of this is suspicious. I'm going to put on my. You guys wanted my tinfoil hat. My tinfoil hat's going to come on. My tinfoil hat is going to be like, maybe this was all designed to cause this chaos. I don't frigging know. I just think that, especially by the mainstream media, they always like to paint the narrative of the racist stuff and have it go into this direction. And then now we have a race war on our hands. And that's where this is headed, I feel. I don't know. Again, I
Judge DBS here. They should have put a knee to his nut instead of his neck. And then the media is a business, and they want to get the most bang for their buck. So that's what the media. It's a business.
Yeah.
The more views, like like us on YouTube, we want more views. They want more views. So whatever.
Only we like the actual truth.
Yeah.
I mean, I think all of us will be guilty of clickbait at some point. I know that I've had plenty of people accuse me of having clickbait on my channel and just whatever and just get pissed about it. It's like, sorry, but we're up against an algorithm. We're conservative people who are up against an algorithm. Anyway, I'm not going to speak on behalf. The point is that we're up against an algorithm that is against us because we're smaller and we want to tell the truth. YouTube wants to allow all the people who are lying to be the mainstream, and all the people who are lying constantly. Those are the people who are being puffed up. Those are the people who are being put in the mainstream. Those are the people who are getting the views. We aren't. We're the ones who are sitting here with all you awesome, amazing people in the chat and hanging with us. But we're actually trying to tell the truth. And so many people out there aren't. They're lies everywhere. Lies.
Well, that's also the problem of cognitive dissonance. Is we have this situation where we don't know the truth anymore. And okay, we were just talking about that. Remember, Ben, before we came on, we were talking about the new program that anyone can have, where it could scan your face.
Yeah.
Just think about the future where we're at, like where people can actually scan your face with a program, and anyone could pretend to be Trump. Anyone could just put Trump's picture up, and be like, "I, Donald Trump, want to make sure that everybody knows that you have to have sex with your dogs," and and just like, "Look what Trump said." And meanwhile, it was just a kid, a kid just playing around with his computer, and could do the voice, or whatever. And that's where we're headed. That was scary. That's a scary technology.
In case people haven't seen what Shane's talking about, he's talking specifically about software that literally can make you. All you do, it recognizes your face and your movements of your face, and then you can put someone else's face on it. So you can basically frame someone for saying something or doing something. Imagine in the future, probably 10 years. Maybe a year or 2 or 3 or 4 years down the road, we're going to have people completely being framed for crimes. I said this many years ago, but I saw that coming a long time ago. When you first see people being photoshopped and you see the deep fakes and all these things happening, it's like people are actually putting
so good that anybody could do it now with a program, and it doesn't have to just be the face. You could do the whole body. It's like, just think about the implication, like how messed up. Knowing what's right and wrong, the truth versus, just think about the media and all of them. Just imagine.
Once they get a hold of that, they're going to lie through. They
don't already have it.
It's going to get
worse. They don't
worse.
already have it.
Oh, crazy.
There was a lot of women here. I saw a lot of ass that day.
DVS. I'd love it if you say that at the very end. You get all serious. You got like this emotional music. You're like some piano music. Do 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 do. You're
I
like,
saw that.
I saw
I know
lots of
exactly what
ass
you're
that
talking
day.
I saw a lot of ass that day.
For everything else, there's MasterCard.
As I approached the angry mob and walking around,
Nice ass matters.
I saw a lot of ass that day. while the
Nice ass matters, and it does. It just does.
while the people were chanting, no justice, no peace.
Do you guys want to watch?
I saw a lot of ass that day.
Do you guys want to? Are you done with that? DBS,
Yeah.
are you done with that?
Yeah, I'm done.
Well, just want to, Shani, if you want to share mine real quick. This is. I think this is pretty quick.
Before we go there, I just want to
ahead.
say something. Like Wookiee Supremacy said that they did that. What we were talking about, they did that to the Pope. Did you see that clip where the Pope, where they had it looked like a projection of the Pope, like it wasn't real?
I didn't see that.
Went to the window. Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe we could find that. But there was like a fake Pope at the window, and everyone's like, "What the hell's the deal with that shit?" It was really pretty creepy. I'm not sure it was a hologram, but
Did he take his peen out or something, or like the silhouette or something?
that would be it. Now the Christians are fighting because he shut out his peen. I'm show you my peen. This peen is brought to you from Jesus. Just whips it out.
That's the way the Pope really sounds. Can you guys hear the audio?
Over the death of George Floyd.
Yes.
It has stricken all of us to the core. The actions that we've seen.
How come I can't access the video you guys sent me?
That we see in Minneapolis, the response that we see in Minneapolis, and
where did you send it to?
The way that we honor his death.
What are you trying to find?
Oh, Panda Power said he sent me a video, but I can't.
Okay.
For some reason, I can't find it. I don't know why.
So, if in case anybody wants to know, this is a long video, but he talks about how sorry, we won't watch the video, but he basically, if anybody check this out, I tweeted this out, and this was about a firefighter who's talking about real situations. They were stopped from being able to rescue a child from a burning building. The so-called protesters, the so-called peaceful protesters, were burning a building down, trying to stop the fire department from getting to the building while a child was inside, burning to death. They saved the kid. Wow. Thank goodness they saved the kid, and it's an amazing story. It's really sad, and I don't know, and it's really a tearjerker. So maybe we want to go there, but anyway, that's that.
Okay, Panda Power sent me a video. Let's see if we watch it here.
Go for
it. Why can I not put it up? What is wrong with me? I cannot get it up. Why? I can't do it. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. That's why. God damn me.
Sentinel says, "I am the law."
I am the law. I love that. I like the original one. I am the law. The law is me. Okay. Let's play the bill.
I can't hear the audio.
You can't hear the audio?
That's fine.
It's kind of fuzzy.
It's really hard to hear. Did you hit share audio?
Hold on. I'll pause it.
That is actually pretty awesome the way it looks.
Okay, how do you do the share audio thing?
It's on the bottom left corner when you hit share screen. It's the bottom left.
There's a box you have to click on. Check on a box.
Wookiee Supremacy says rubber bullets are a mother puppet.
Excellent. Now I know what I did wrong. Good. Let's get this over with, shall we? All right, let's start from scratch now. We should do it.
I want one of those rubber bullet guns, but I want a machine gun, but that shoots gummy bears instead, like rapid fire gummy bears.
Funny.
Kiss my foot.
I want a lightsaber.
I'll take things that'll
I
never
hear it
happen
now.
for
I can hear it.
500, Alex. Alex? Who the hell is Alex? Trump? Get over here
The hell?
and kneel. I will kneel to no one but God. Trump, you will kneel before Obama. I don't think so. But this guy will kneel for you. Hey, you don't need somebody to kneel. I'll kneel for you. I'll do whatever you want. Well, of course Joe will kneel. He'll do whatever we want. He's our puppet. Trump, you kneel before Obama. Yeah, Trump, kneel before Obama. I will not kneel. I will stand up straight and tall. And I will salute our great American flag with my hand on my heart. He's not even wearing a mask. Only real men wear masks. He's crazy. He's worshiping a pathetic flag. Our nation's flag is not pathetic. And as long as I'm president, Old Glory will be cherished and flown high. Trump,
How do they get their
I'm gonna tell
voices
you one
so
more
close?
time. You kneel before Obama. Now you listen to me, Obama, and you listen good. I will never kneel to you or the rest of the do
He's
nothing
having an
Democrats.
orgasm.
Are we understood?
Yes, we are, Trump. We're understood.
Call me Mr. President.
Sorry, Mr. President. We're understood.
4 more years, America.
That's pretty funny. The United Spot.
Kneel before Zol.
But see, yeah, if he hired you, you could do all the voices of the people and really sound like them. You know, like you could probably do.
Then we'd be really screwed. If I got my hands on that program, I'm taking over the world.
Dude, let's get a
Shady
GoFundMe.
Entertainment conquered the planet.
I'm not kidding. Let's get a GoFundMe going to get you that software. How much is it? Let's look it up right now. Let's look it up and see. I'll look it up while you guys do your thing. I'm gonna look it up.
What?
I just-
Come again, shot.
I was just saying, let's get a GoFundMe going so we can get you that software. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, let's do that. So if I get that software, I'll change the world. I'll make sure that I'll make sure I fix. My first thing on my list is I'm gonna fix Star Wars. That's the first thing. I'll pretend to be what's his name, not Mickey Mouse, but I'll do the impression for Bob Iger, where I fire Kathleen Kennedy, and I'll be like, that'll be my first, duty.
Dude, that'd be so great.
Fire.
I can't wait to see let's get you. We're gonna look up the software now. But this was actually pretty funny. This was Stony One Kenobi, Black Lives Matter. I laughed my ass off. And there he goes. There's Ricky Gervais laughing. Yeah, good stuff. There's a ton. I retweeted a ton of stuff right now. There was this whole big thing where they were comparing Superman and Cavill versus Reeves, and I was actually like, if you're talking comic books, Cavill's right there because it has to do with whatever. But everybody else was like Reeves number one. Reeves is the one true Superman. Blah blah blah. So, what do you guys think? No, does anybody give a shit?
Cavill.
I think
Henry.
Well, the thing with me is I like Henry Cavill's look for Superman better, but I think you can't discount how Christopher Reeves started it, because everybody's just sort of trying to in some way emulate in some form what he built. You know what I'm saying? So even if you perfected or did better than him, I still think he laid the foundation for what we expected Superman to be. Because I think before him, all the Supermans were sort of like, "I'm Superman. I'll go save you, Lois." With that really high, pitched shit. He was the only one that kind of was like, "I think we're going to play it more regal. Hi, Lois." Like very calm. And I think after that, he sort of laid the foundation. So he's sort of like the pioneer.
I just thought I was
He's
talking.
got a blue jay hat.
Yeah.
And then we got Dean Tanaka Kane Superman. Dean Kane Superman.
Oh, that's right. You've talked about him a lot. Have you guys seen this one?
Well, we can certainly say that
This is actually pretty funny.
What can you tell us about the new Star Wars films?
absolutely nothing. Well, we can certainly say
He looks like he could reach over and choke a bitch.
absolutely going to make movies.
Mhm.
We're sitting down with a couple of writers and we're starting to discuss ideas and we're starting to talk about what those stories might be. And we're recognizing that I think they could be pretty fun and pretty great.
She's like, look, Dan,
Just
we
don't like this
paid.
woman. I don't like this woman. No, I mean she's, you know.
Does George
can you tell
Lucas
us
got to
about the
choke
new
a bitch? That's what I'm seeing.
We
in
paid you
my mind.
millions.
So
We paid you millions, so just sit there and shut up and take it. Yeah, that's her. And he don't say nothing because he's under, he has to be quiet or else he might get sued or something,
yeah,
Kneel before Kathleen Kennedy.
Part of the deal. That's part of the deal. You shut the hell up.
I can't remember if this is confirmed after the signing or was it before the signing. I wonder if this was because it's like after he's already signed it. Like, I wonder if he's. Anyway, it's interesting. It would be interesting to find out if this was before or after. Does anybody know if this was before or after the actual signing? Because there's the video of him signing right there with Iger, right? And he's with Iger and he's signing it over. And then I just wonder if this is. But Shane, this would be amazing for you to do deepfake on Lucas and Kathy. Just have like Lucas choke her out or whatever you were saying before. That would be actually.
Yeah. You should put.
I would be like, would people hate me if I just grab both their heads and smash them together? Would I get hated? Would I be a hero? It's like his thoughts.
If you could have George Lucas have force lightning shoot out of his fingers at Kathleen Kennedy after she's done talking, just like liar.
You could do that, yeah.
Yeah, you have Anakin yell out "liar," like when he yelled at Padme, "liar."
Yeah, he's uncomfortable. He's like,
maybe have some smoke coming out of his ears.
Yeah, pretty funny. Anyway.
Right, guys. So you want to end it there? It's been an hour and 12. So I think we ran for a while. I mean, I really think we did some good work here.
This is the guy who we should be talking about. Also, just so you know, this is the guy who's defending a poor guy's store TV. He was defending a TV store. Guy was ripping off TVs, and they ended up stabbing him and killing him. So
yeah,
there you go. All right.
Do you remember in the 92, there was a 92 riots or 91 or 92 riots, LA riots, where that Korean girl defended the Korean old lady that defended her store by shooting. I think she shot somebody. And then like they wanted her arrested, but no one ever arrested her, even though she killed someone defending her store. Now she would have been arrested for sure. Today she would have been arrested for defending her property. And that's, I don't know. Like I said, I think a lot of this has to do with, I've said this, there is an anti-capitalistic, pro-Marxist, angle to this that definitely is like bring down America, bring down Western civilization, bring up a one world economy, one world government, and, at least one world economy anyway. And, be under the bankers' rule once and for all, under the same bank. That's my tinfoil hat, guys.
We're going to find you that facial recognition software, Shane, so you can take over the world with that. That'll be amazing. Hey,
take over the world.
Really quickly, can I share one more thing? I want to share one more thing. Buddy. Everybody, I want to share this because this is something that really quickly. It's just 2 seconds here. Where is it? That's it. Pen of Power made that, so that's pretty cool.
Hold on. Sorry.
Sure.
Yeah. Badass, dude. I admire anybody who can draw very well. That's great.
Yeah, Panda Power did the artwork for Kellogg's latest.
Oh, did he? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I'm psyched to see
Panda
that.
has the power.
Hail Panda Power, hail Wookiee supremacy, hail Kellogg. And
hail that Sentinel. Hail the Sentinel. Hail who else was hailing here?
Entertainment and Star Wars.
Yeah, Snow Dub was here. And guys, reach around protocol always applies. Chubby Teddy Monster Productions. Everybody reach around, subscribe to each other, watch each other's videos, make love to each other, via Skype.
Yeah, Anakin Skywalker would say, if you don't do reach around protocol, then you're my enemy. Then you're against me. You're my enemy. That's what Anakin would say.
Absolutely.
He's so glad you liked it.
It's awesome, man. That's great.
Well, you two get yourself a room. What's wrong here? You guys are too cheery. Don't you know the world's burning? And you're sharing pictures. Oh, look what I drew you. No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys. So thank you guys for showing up. Love you all. You guys want to say anything? Ben, plug anything?
Our latest video with Sentinel was pretty awesome. We had a good show with Sentinel and Whirlwind. Come check it out if you want. Give it a like, give it a shout, leave a comment. Sentinel is kicking ass on YouTube, man. We got to support our people here. Who's the guy that was
Random Brad?
No, Random Brad creator. Hail the Random Brad creator. He's cool. But I just wanted to. Who was the one who was asking? Someone saw the Prometheus. Someone who's an Alien fan, and I can't remember. It's on the tip of my tongue, but it was someone who Chubby Teddy Monster Productions. He said he watched the. Anyway, big Alien fan. Check out Chubby Teddy. He's a cool channel.
Check out his Chubby. All right, guys. So again, DBS, wanna plug anything?
I wanna come to my channel. Watch DBS Uprising, where I do something really dumb. I go to a protest, and I take a sign that says, "The Last Jedi sucks. Rogue One was okay," and everybody else's signs say, Black Lives Matter or No Justice, No Peace. And I go in there foolishly with the sign, and I just was lucky that I walked out of there without any problems.
Well, you said your wife hit you, right?
That was today. No, my video was done Wednesday. Today I attended another protest thing.
All right, guys, and me, just check out my channel and check out my series. I'm still doing that stuff. Tomorrow I'll probably be here with Fatal J talking about the same kind of stuff with he and I. If you guys want to catch that, I think he and I are going to try and solve racial relations. Just solve all the racial tensions in the world. Anyway, thank you guys for coming and. Till next time, take care now. Bye-bye then.